Hello, Ancient Ones.
Hello.
I don't know why I said Ancient Ones, probably we've just been talking Doctor Strange. Hello, Visuals. Welcome back to the Visual Guide Podcast, the entertainment news, but it's also / a massive spoiler-heavy review, because every time we go watch a certain film, or films of some kind, or films that we're excited for, we have a non-spoiler review up on the channel. A couple of days later, we've got a spoiler-heavy review to give a few of you some time to go watch said film. And this week's said film, before we hit entertainment news, is of course Chris.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. How are you pronouncing it?
How are you pronouncing it?
Like, throughout all my years of reading comics, I've always pronounced it Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
But I think, like they said in the film, because I don't know if it's racist or not, I think the correct way to pronounce it is Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're being racist in doing that.
Just say Sean.
Should we just say Sean? Because in no way you've just said it there. I think that's technically correct. But we're going Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi?
That's what I mean, bro. We're not going to do that.
But we're describing the name
if he pronounces his name that way, surely then we can, because all we're doing is pronouncing his name. I'm going to stick with Shang-Chi, right? I pronounce shit weird anyway. I say Tuesday in yogurt, so fuck it.
Exactly.
There's still Pokemon now.
Everyone says things differently, though. It depends on where you live around the world. So it all means the same thing.
Yeah.
The name of a film in this pronouncement.
But right, yes. Anyway, we're going to get into Shang-Chi. Spoiler heavy. You've heard my non-spoiler review by now, probably. But I will put my 2 cents in a sec. But here's time, Chris's time to digress and tell you what he liked, didn't like, and all that shenanigans. Chris, hit us with your best shot.
I'm going to tell you what I didn't like.
No, go for what you didn't like first.
There was nothing I didn't like.
Oh, right. You didn't like that there was nothing you didn't like. I actually thought you were going to come up with something you didn't like there.
No, I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a family feud, which we all get them. We've all got them.
It's actually a TV show based on.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was actiony. It was. We got to see some little creatures and some Pokemon people.
Yeah. B knows the actual name for the legend that the Pokemon's based on. I can't remember what it's called.
No, say Ninetales.
No, that's the name of the Pokemon, but
Oh.
they're based on that legend, the mythical creature. I can't remember what the story is. Batman, in fact, visited them once.
We had the little headless turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the weird scouse.
Which you couldn't remember.
No.
Because at the end, Chris was like, what was the crack with that Scouse lad then? And I'm like, the fuck? But no, we'll get into that in a second anyway. But carry on with...
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed start to finish. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the second one already.
100%. I assume we're going to see him in some sort of team-up shenanigans before we get a second, because they're all, like I said, already said spoiler heavy, they're looking into the Ten Rings with other fellow Avengers. Yeah. So I'm assuming he's going to be paired up with somebody before we get Shang-Chi too.
Well, you don't really have to, but...
No, we don't have to, but...
It's kind of supposed to make sense.
Because as far as we're aware, we're getting an Avengers at least before a Shang-Chi, because there's Avengers in the start of Phase 5, is it not?
Yeah. So we're not going to get Shang-Chi at least until Phase 5, the second film anyhow.
No. Well, yeah, we don't think anyhow.
It did say that he'll return.
Yeah, which is awesome. And at the very end, the last cutscene, it says the Ten Rings will return as well.
Yeah. So we will see them again. We just don't know when.
Well,
and Katie, obviously Katie's part of it now.
Yeah, because Wong's like, and you too. I love fucking Wong. There was, I was about to say, he's the first real established newest member to be an Avenger, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Because obviously Spidey's done his thing, Black Widow's dead and done her thing. He's the next wave of characters to be added to the roster.
Yeah, he's the first new Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
First wave. Because
TV show shenanigans, Captain America and Bucky are already Avengers.
Yeah.
Loki, well, he's not an Avenger, but he's already established doing his thing. Scarlet's already an
I'd
Avenger.
say the next one will be Kate Bishop.
Yeah, well, again, I think she'll be a young Avenger before an Avenger, because we know the young Avengers are eventually coming, which is awesome. But surely the young Avengers will integrate to you would imagine. But no, is there anything you like, your biggest point that you liked, or you compared to other Marvel films or films in general? Like, what was your favourite scene, or...?
My favourite scene, I'd say, is when they arrived into the secret place. And there's like all these weird creatures and the horse.
Yeah, why is that horse so good and really funny?
Yeah. And the dragon fights and stuff.
Yeah.
It's something different. You weren't seeing aliens, you weren't seeing weird...
robots and Ultrons and shit.
Yeah, you weren't seeing shit that you couldn't describe or whatever, but this is like... passed on generations of...
That's what I put in my review. It's quite nice because it was all based on like Chinese folklore and ancient stories of the past and all that kind of shit. You know, because obviously Chinese and well, Asian culture, to be fair, there's always the big mythical dragons and all that kind of stuff. And to be fair, when I first saw the trailer, I thought maybe that was Fin Fang Foom, but it wasn't. It was just a Guardian. I was just being optimistic. Just skimming off that point there, I can't officially guarantee that was Abomination that we saw either.
I don't know. He wasn't the main part for me. I was just more concentrated.
No, you carry on. I'll get onto that bit in a sec. Because I do think it is, but carry on.
Well, what was the next question?
It was exactly then.
Exactly. But I enjoyed it.
Your favourite bits in that?
I enjoyed it all. But like I said, that was my favourite bit, where just seeing all the weird creatures and the fight scene and all that stuff, all that side of things, but knowing the history of it all. So like that was more. I'm interested to look at all myself actually. Yeah.
It was. Did you feel like you got a nice look into and a good welcome to the world of Shang-Chi and who he is?
Yeah. So
because obviously even Shang-Chi's not up there as my most knowledgeable characters. I've got a couple of issues of his, a couple of small mini runs, and I've got him with pairing up with people. But he's not like he was never one of my go-to. Thingies. My Spider-Man knowledge compared to Shang-Chi is completely different. But no, so as somebody that's never really heard of him, you felt like you got to know him.
Yeah. Like I said, I know now we'll see him later on, and obviously we'll see what other stuff he can do with his rings, but also we'll find out where the rings come from.
He's going to be quite an important player in the Avengers.
I'd say he will be, aye.
Even without the rings, obviously, yes, he's a regular dude, but his fighting skill is amazing. If we've seen the likes of... I know Tony Stark's got an armour, but, you know, he can hold his own against this outer world stuff. Spider-Man, yes, obviously, he's going to have better fighting skills because he's got enhanced abilities, but he can go up against... So even without the 10 rings, he would hold... Black Widow's gone up against all these, she's held her own, Hawkeye's gone up against... So he would do well, but with the 10 rings, which are just... because again, I told you leaving the cinema, I'm used to the 10 rings being 10 physical rings you put on your finger. They weren't exactly the same as this. These are some powerful weapons to add to the MCU, and I hope there is some sort of, like I said to you, a toy or collectible you can get of them. So he's going to be quite powerful. And what an amazing visual to see when it was 5 rings against 5 rings, and you had the blue and the yellow. It's kind of like Marvel's version of a lightsaber battle, if you know what I mean, because the way they'll swing in and you bring them back, you can use it to fly, you absorb damage, do powerful hits, break down. So he's going to be a beast.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can see it's going to be an important role.
And as well, we've got to... We'll get to it in a sec, but we've got to be careful as well, because we don't know yet still if somebody's coming for the rings, because the cutscene, which obviously you weren't there in my first viewing, which I was walking upstairs with Ben, I was like, this isn't half weird. She went, what? I went, you usually do this with Chris. She was like, oh, sorry. I was like, well, it's not your fault. He couldn't get the day off work, and he knows I'm an impatient cunt, but... So this is mine and Chris's walk. And then she got all the vent on the way on. But no, she thoroughly enjoyed it in that anyway. So, but I still got to do it with you anyhow, so it's not too bad. Oh, B's messaging me on Messenger as well. But yeah, so the cutscene, I predicted it because B told you to show that little boy looking at me thinking I was a little freak. Because I was like, B, right, if we're going to get people depicting the 10 rings and what they are, we're going to have Bruce Banner here because he's the smart boy. And I was like, what if they're in this world, they're alien? Could Carol be there? And then boom, they appeared on camera. I was like, I knew it all along, even though it was a guess. And the little boy was looking at me like I was a freak. But yeah, they're going to somewhere, so we'll get to that in a sec. In terms of what we think, because you might have your own theories and shit. But he's definitely going to be a powerful Avenger. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of him. His outfit was fucking badass. I'll even cosplay him when he's just wearing his baseball jacket. You know, his baseball jacket. I'll do a Link cosplay. My favourite personal scene is the bus scene where, because obviously, remember it starts off, you think, oh, he's rich and he's got his dad's money. It's a different dude coming in. He's actually a valet. But when you get, because it doesn't take that long for him to get into that bus sequence and he just kicks it in his ass.
It's like 5-10 minutes into it.
Yeah, because your first opening shot is his dad in battle. What the Ten Rings are, he apparently stole them from a tomb, or they found him in a crater. But that first fight is so beautiful because this film pays so much homage to old kung fu films. You know, with the music, the Oriental music, and that first fight between his dad and his mum. It's like dead calm and peaceful, you know, because they're going through punches and they look at each other and it's going past, they're like smiling and they're falling in love as they fight, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And it's all bright green and beautiful, and she beats him, but the way that she's beating him, that she flows into it all, she commands the rings herself for a split sec. And what's the poetic side of it is how that's kind of how he beats his dad later on by doing the same setup his mum did, obviously taught by his aunt and shit. And I do it at work all the time, you know that bit where they stand, they go, because I have a lot of dirt in my work and sand and that. Because obviously it's a move they've used many my shop with. I've done that loads, but you could see all I thought of. You know when he's fighting on the bus and he's got the jacket, he takes it off, blocks, puts it back on. Oh, I thought it was Jackie Chan. That is, you know, Jackie Chan uses his environment. Yeah. He'll climb over something and another bit which I'm getting goosebumps thinking this bit. You might not have noticed it because you're not a spider freak like me. You know when they're on the side of the building with the scaffolding and Kate is falling and the way he goes through, I was like, that's he's moving like Spider-Man. You know the way he was going up, grabbing, because he wasn't webbing her out, but he was like momentum up and then grabbing it, and I'm like, you're moving exactly like Spider-Man. This is fucking mental. Oh, it was so fucking good.
But only you would pick up that bit.
Do you not see what I mean? If you go back to the way that he was swift and gliding through shit.
Yeah.
It was like, this fucking Spider-Man.
For some reason, the Asian people, they can seem to do all that through bamboo shit and all that stuff.
Well, I don't think we should stereotype and say all Asians can.
No,
But no, do you see what I'm saying about the paying homage to great kung fu films of the past? Yeah. And another massive takeaway is the way they filmed them fights, because a few of the shots were one take, and especially when they were on the scaffold and the camera went up and then to a bird's eye view and you were looking and they were going, this is probably the best, I wouldn't say the best fights, but the best choreographed fights inside of the MCU, because like Cap vs Iron Man was an amazing fight, but it was just punch, kick.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas this had all the...
They knew what they're doing.
Yeah, remember when he was training with his aunt, and like they were fighting each other, but she was grabbing his hand, they were glowing, and I was like, the choreography in these fights is fucking beautiful. It's amazing.
Does it make you want to learn?
Well, I got to blue belt. So I can remember most of my katas and stuff. And in fact, the last... When the few scraps that I've had uptown, I remember going back to... I can physically remember somebody swinging a bat and me blocking like that and going into a headlock. And I was just thinking, my karate is paying off. This is years ago. So fucking they've all been wrestling at work the other day, and I was watching. I was like... And I was watching. But no... it's fucking awesome. Yeah, and then the mystical side of it was great, seeing these ancient creatures. We'll get to Ben Kingsley now, because you were confused. You were like, what the fuck is he doing?
You know what my memory's like?
Yeah, obviously a massive...
Just having a random scouser in the middle of...
But obviously it wasn't a random scouser.
Well, yeah, true, but to most people who have bad memories like me, it's just a random scouser locked up in some dungeon.
But no, it was... To most, it was hilarious. To the MCU fans, okay, because we remember shit, Chris. You need to remember shit.
You know I can't.
I know you got a bad memory, mate. To be fair, my short-term memory can sometimes be awful. Iron Man 3 it's one of the lowest rated films out of all of them. That got slated.
I can't remember it then.
But yeah, it got slated because the Mandarin is an amazing villain, absolutely glorious villain, but they ruined it because it was. Not Guy Ritchie. In Iron Man 3, they ruined the Mandarin because they had Ben Kingsley playing what we thought was the Mandarin. He used the same Ten Ring symbol like they say in the dinner scene. And it turned out he was actually being an actor, a frontman, so I can't remember his fucking name. The guy's got all the lava powers. So he could get in and get back on one over on Tony Stark, because Tony Stark years ago, it showed you at a New Year's Eve party, he fucked him over. What the fuck is his fucking name again? Exactly, but it's a good way to... Aldrich Killian.
Yeah.
Yes, Aldrich fucking Killian. Fucking idiot. Who's he played by?
Guy Ritchie.
Oh, it is Guy Ritchie?
No, Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, that's why I'm fucking getting confused. Yeah, and they kind of butched it and they missed the mark on it because the Mandarin's such a great comic book line from way back in the day. And it was a bit messy and mismatched. And it was a great way for us now because, I was explaining to you, you probably can't remember because every time I've explained this, you're probably thinking, what the fuck's he going on about? When I said they butched the Mandarin loads of podcasts because I was saying to you, how can I have, the 10 rings, it's the Mandarin. They've butched it in the MCU, what's going on here? And now they've cleaned up that mess when he was like, listen, some group in America used my symbol and name just to scare America and it worked and they give the name the Mandarin. So the Mandarin won't ever come back, which is unfortunate because he is a great villain in the comics.
Yeah.
But it was a good way for them to clean up a mess they made in Iron Man 3 and get rid of stuff. You're going to have to go back and watch Iron Man 3.
Shang-Chi fixes Iron Man 3's problematic Mandarin.
So that's what I've just explained.
Depends on who watches it.
Yeah, so basically what I've just said. Yeah, so it cleans it up nicely because it's kind of like what Fast and Furious did, the new one, when Roman's saying, do you guys not think it's weird how we just can't die and we keep missing bullets and all this mental shit's happening? I'm like, well done for taking the piss. Well done for actually getting out there.
It was 8 years ago.
Mate, I can fucking remember it.
I can't.
Fuck it. To be fair, I think 90% of films I've watched, I will remember everything that's happened in them. But there again, this is where, I thought of downside because it's not making you a bad person for it. You won't rewatch films as much as I do.
No.
That might be an upside. Because every film, at least, obviously there are some films I've only watched once because I've watched it once, whatever. But the films that I really like, you talk in double figures.
Yeah, no.
Easy. But maybe that's why sometimes...
You might get a second viewing out of me. That's about it.
Maybe you should get all the MCU timeline, right? All the films. I've got them all in there. And you go, I remember you perfectly. What the fuck happened to you? We'll give that a watch. Oh yeah, I remember now. That's how it all works. Remember you. How the fuck happened to you again?
Just start from Iron Man, just start fresh again.
I'll just do it all again. Something I've done because it's easy for me to do because a lot of it I can now allow as background noise so I can come in, watch all my shows, just finished work, I've got a few hours till I really want to hit bed. Let's just watch Incredible Hulk and play Switch. So I will constantly, obviously my main go-to ones are Spider-Man Shock. So yeah. But yeah, the implications, I said to you, I think the second cutscene, this could be completely wrong, is an underground army gang per se. They even say, don't they, you got this whole underground operation going on. I think we will see his sister and the new 10 Rings in what we've already seen in The Falcon and Winter Soldier, the whole Madripoor stuff, different gangs and territories wanting to take over the underground world. Agent 13 coming in and trying to do that herself, but she's a step ahead because she's back in the government but running this underground businessy thing. I'm not saying the sister will go bad, but I feel like she might go as a sort of like an anti-hero, like Shang-Chi might be like, you can't really do this, you're taking money from them. She's like, well, it's the underground business, I'm not really killing anybody, but I'm not really good. So she might play her in a villain in a future Disney, or the second Shang-Chi, she could be a minor villain where she's a bad guy, but she'll help him out to do the good thing, but then go back to her. Yeah. That's what I personally think.
It makes sense really going down that route. I don't really think of any other route she could go down at the moment.
But anything we could happen in the MCU.
That organisation that she's creating there doesn't necessarily look evil, but it doesn't look good. They don't look like they're going around the day saving cats from trees, do they?
She's redecorated though.
She's redecorated, she made it more urban-y and shenanigans. It's like her dad though, and we spoke about it kind of in the Doctor Strange What If review. Her dad wasn't necessarily an evil guy. Yes, he was a bit of a bastard years ago because the 10 Rings have kept him alive for 1,000 years. But he just kind of wanted power and stuff, but he had stability and he had an army, and it shows you the side of manipulated governments and all the shenanigans. But then he has his family and he sort of goes good, and the only reason why he caused all the chaos and anarchy at the end is because he thinks he's getting his love back, but he's just being lied to because behind the wall, the creature knows that 10 Rings can
manipulate.
Bring it back out.
Yes.
So it wasn't just I'm Doctor Doom, I want to destroy the world. Well, the Fantastic Four will stop you. Ha! It was an inner conflict of love and sorrow and regaining family and stuff.
Been a Family Feud MCU week.
Yeah, it was lovely and nice. I think that's most of the bases covered from me because this film was fantastic as well. I noticed it upon the second viewing. There was a couple, one or two little things going in the background. Yeah, cool, nice little nod here and there. It wasn't so much you had to notice everything in the background. It seemed like this focused more in, okay, ignore what's happening over there. Let's just get to know Shang-Chi. When we get closer to the end, then we'll put your little ties in.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. The majority of the film was just, let's learn who Shang-Chi is, then we'll worry about his future in the MCU. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was quite good, because instead of making my first year, I stood forward to being, I got to cinema, I was like, I didn't really notice a hell of a lot much there. I just saw more of a Shang-Chi establishment, and that was it.
That's what I like. I like to get an origin story, and then figure out where they're going from
because the end was where it hit him in the dick with a massive, here's your implications for the future.
Yes.
Which was quite cool, because, we'll quickly speak of Abomination first. See when Wong's fighting him, they're fighting that. I know he looks completely different. In fact, he looks miles different. And everybody, and myself included, I still think it might be Abomination. But the fact that he's now pals with him, Abomination's an absolute fucking evil bastard. There's no way that he would be friends with Wong and let him win a fight and all this shit. Oh, well, not so much let him, but, be friends with him. He comes back, he crawls through like he's a pet. He's having training with Wong and all this shit. But the one thing that still keeps me on the side is I'm sure that, I've heard it a couple of times now, that he calls him AB. So it could be short for Abomination. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's still in the cast as Abomination or what.
Could be.
And in fact, no, before we got to the cutscene of the 10 Rings, should we mention the fact that they talked about being in another universe when they go to Kolo?
That's just another different subject altogether.
Well, because obviously, even though they're in another universe, we can't. It could be a universe that exists within our universe. We can't really say that it's.
Tim Roth plays Abomination.
Is it cast him as Abomination? So it has to be Abomination then. Is it still? Yeah. So he plays Abomination in Incredible Hulk though. That wasn't him in this film. Is this the cast for Shang-Chi though? Mm-hmm. Oh, so they are. Wait, what's its IMDb score? Oh, 8.1.
Yeah, he's dear.
Well, it's just weird because what does that imply then? Are we implying that the Incredible Hulk shenanigans took place in another multiverse? Because the Abomination. Have you got a picture of the Abomination from the Incredible Hulk? Because the noticeable difference. It's not just little differences. Chris is just Googling.
I'm Googling.
You can see that picture straight away. Because it's not one or two little features, that is it? The one that we got yesterday it was more like aquatic.
Mm.
With his ears and stuff.
Yeah.
And the way that he's a savage, angry, broody, I just want to smash the Hulk's face in and be the best sort of guy. Whereas this one was nice. Unless they're going to try and take him down the route, even though it's a different character, and try and make him into A-Bomb, which is a different Abomination. I love the fact, by the way, I love these pictures on these fags. So if you're going to pick up a baby and do that.
Some people do. I don't say it's completely different.
Oh, nah, see, I remember looking into his face. Can you get a nice up zoom? Oh, this might all be from the trailer.
I don't think it's completely different.
Do you not? Look, I mean, look at that. That's like a fucking aquatic thing. Even the spine is more like fin, like where that one's bone. And look at that, the sheer head. Like, look at it.
You might have just aged a little bit.
No, like
been a huge difference.
But anyway, no, yeah, I did still think it was. I just thought it was a little bit weird because I'm used to Abomination just being a big old evil twat, and I'm like, unless Wong's found him and he's managed to calm. But then again, why would Wong be the one to find Abomination?
I don't know. Maybe he raised him.
But it was the fact that I'm sure he called him AB. I was like, it must definitely be Abomination. But yes, the universe. Do you reckon that place was on a different part of the multiverse then, or what? Right. Because even though they say it's another universe, it could be a universe within our universe somehow.
Well, going off what we figured out, you've got to do a maze of eating trees.
Yeah, these ever-moving trees.
Yes. And then drive through a rainforest.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you end up in this magical world.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked like it was part of the same universe.
But she mentioned, didn't she went, our cities were much more, was it bigger or advanced than the ones of your universe?
Advanced.
Yeah.
Advanced, darling.
But they've all been run down to this last little bit. Anyway, I guess that one's up
thanks
to
to this
grabs.
big bastard behind the dragon.
Right, let's get to the major cutscene, which I've already described what happens. Do you want to describe what happens in the cutscene? Because you see one come and then...
Well, as we Shang-Chi and Katie are having their conversation with some old friends.
It's quite funny that, isn't it?
Yes. And then Wong appears, asks for Chong. You too, Katie.
That's for who? Chong.
Chong.
Hello, Chong.
Shang-Chi. And Katie obviously goes. And then they establish that the rings are not from this Earth. The rings are not even from this universe.
Because Banner's confused.
Because Banner's confused. Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel's confused. Wong's confused, but they go for a karaoke at the end. Fair enough.
Yeah, they're like, what is it? They said you can wait there, or you can just wait. Or they're like, oh.
So it looks like we are going to get some more information on the rings later on. As a TV series or as a film, not too sure yet. They could do a TV series on them. I don't see why we can't.
I think they are the start, the catalyst of something big to come. Personally, I think they're going to be the start, little stepping stone of whatever big meanings come in.
It's definitely the start of Phase 4 now.
Because
apart from Wanda, but it's kind of like the start of Phase 4 now.
Because what's the biggest thing that the rings were doing? Remember what Wong said?
They were beeping. There was
sending out a signal.
Sending out a signal.
So
is that something, someone, or do they have to go to that place? Is someone coming here, or are we going there?
And as well, in the MCU, who sent them here? Because they were just found. His dad just found them. So who sent them? We know that. I'd say my theory initially was we've got Eternals coming next.
Yes.
And that's going to involve heavily on the Deviants are going to be the baddies, but also Celestials. Now, usually Celestials are good guys. We saw a couple. We see the head of one in Guardians. There's a place called Nowhere, isn't there? They've got clubs and that there. The Collector lives there as well. I think it's something along the lines of the spectrum of the Celestials, if not maybe the Deviants or the people going up against the Eternals.
Yeah.
Because the 10 Rings are really, just for a man to have, are so friggin' powerful. They can have so many more artifacts and whatnot, shenanigans. I personally believe it's going to be celestially, and that Celestial in this world, we could easily call him a Celestial, even though it's not an OG comic Celestial. It could be Galactus. I'm not saying it is Galactus, but
Yeah.
what are you googling? What are you googling?
I'm just googling at the minute. Carry on. I'm listening.
Oh no! I was just waiting for your theory.
It's too early to call what the crack is.
Oh, it's a bold. I'm just swinging it and just. Because I even said to you, what if it turns out they're beaming to Adam Warlock? I don't think so because Aisha had him in his cocoon still. I doubt it, but for all we fucking know.
I have no idea. It could be anyone or anything.
And another bit, okay, fair enough. If we can't build on that. My next thing to you was I said, okay, we know there's been a couple of months past. Dr. Banner, or Bruce, is now gone back to his original form. He's no longer Professor Hulk.
Yes.
Carol's hair's growing. But more importantly, like I said to you, they're at the Sanctum Sanctorum. They're discussing something which could impact all of them, the world. They're not worrying about it just yet. Mm-hmm. Where's Doctor Strange?
Well, I think we've established he's going to be in another multiverse.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean.
That's all he can be.
So did Shang-Chi, because I'm pretty sure, I don't think they mentioned the blip. Did Shang-Chi take place on our multiverse then? Or have they gone back to a multiverse where there might not be a Strange? But no, there has to be, because we'll come back to the universe where the Hulk still went through what he went through at Endgame.
Yeah. So I'm listening.
No, I'm thinking in my head now. Yeah, it's a hard one. Where is Doctor Strange? Why is he not helping solve this case with them? And like we said, a few months has passed. This is another crazy one. A few months has passed, right, from this film. And as far as we're aware, Spider-Man No Way Home takes place immediately after Far From Home. And Far From Home literally is what? A week, 2 weeks after Endgame.
Yeah.
So that says to me that No Way Home could be slightly before Shang-Chi, which means that's so it's going to give us the answer why Doctor Strange wasn't in that cutscene.
There's a lot of things. It's a lot of.
Well, it's just, if I'm at your house having a big old discussion, for you not to be there in that discussion in your house is a bit fucking weird.
Is it my house thought, or is it just the
The Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah.
That's where Doctor Strange lives.
So it is his house.
That's where he stays.
Yeah, but it's not to be his house. It was just stays there.
Yeah, he's the guardian of the Sanctum in New York. There's 3 Sanctums, isn't there? And he's the guardian of the one in New York. And every time we visit there, he's there. Thor went there, he's there. Spider-Man in his trailer goes there, Snowden, he's there.
Who's where? Did you jot my memory? So who's one in the Sanctum then? Was he
One's sort of like the
role? Is he the gamekeeper?
kind of like the caretaker-y sort of right-hand man to kind of not in the same exact way, but the best way to put it on paper is he's the Alfred to Bruce Wayne.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that makes
Sense now.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the question?
Is well, where the fuck's Strange? Because I'm putting out there now that Spider-Man has to take place before Shang-Chi because of the amount of time that's passed from Shang-Chi to Spider-Man. Because I don't know if you just heard my little Spider-Man connection around there. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Because obviously this Spider-Man will obviously take place pretty much straight after the last one.
Yeah, and the last one took place. I'm giving
like
it
weeks, couple of weeks after the little blip.
Yeah, Endgame shit.
Yep. Bruce has got his arm. Well, Bruce is back. Carol's got longer hair, so yeah, it makes sense. Being a fair bit after.
Yeah, because she quite literally was shaved.
She was with the shave.
Yeah. So we've got some awesome ramifications. I truly do believe the Eternals will touch upon the Ten Rings. At least it's mythos, or there'll be a mention or an Easter egg there.
See, I don't think we'll get anything to do with Eternals, anything to do with the Rings and Eternals.
Do you not?
No.
No.
Because this was supposed to be like fucking ages ago, Eternals. It doesn't mean that they won't say anything. Like it just could have been just one of them things. But I don't think we're going to get any more information till later on.
It might not be.
Maybe till at least next year now in one of the other films.
It could be a case of the end of the Eternals cutscene. We could see said personal place going, well, we've received the signal from the Ten Rings, time to go. At the very end of the cutscene or some shit, or... Because what would be the realistic... Because the Multiverse of Madness, we got for the Dark World... Sorry, the Dark World. The first film of next year is Doctor Strange then 4, is that correct?
I think so. I'm trying to remember what next year
yeah. We've got a chunky half a year or so to come. So I'm sure them two are in the first half of next year.
I don't think we're going to see anything mention of the rings for a while now.
Well, it depends, because whatever they're signalling to is a big game changer. They could be leaving it and slowly sprinkling it in, or they could just be, like I said, it could be one of many artifacts sent down by said somebody.
And just we don't even know what timeline this is in. It could.
It must be in our normal.
Months, or it could have been years after, because we don't know.
No, it must have, because obviously Banner's still healing his arm from the snap. Can't be too long.
True. I think true.
I mean, it has to be enough amount of time for her hair to grow back and for him to find a way to
How long does it take just for an arm to vibrate a thingy?
Well, for the whole thing, I would say it's at least 2 months. It's got to be at least a couple of months.
Yeah. At least 2 to 3 months at least. Right. Okay. So it's. I think it's going to be Captain Marvel if we hear anything there.
It could be maybe in the Captain Marvel film, her cutscene she stumbles upon. She's like, "Oh, Shang-Chi or Wong, whoever, I found what your signal was going to." It could that could be a good shout. It's just the Eternals is a great opportunity.
I see where you're going for. It makes sense with all their history and shit.
It's a good opportunity for them to say, because obviously they would have been around when the Ten Rings were first used, because we know they've been there for 7,000 years. The Eternals.
Yeah.
So we know more than that. You think
that they'll at least know something of like where they came from or whatnot, but
it could be. Again, I'm just chucking this one out there. Maybe for all we know, one of the Eternals back in the day, because I assume we're going to get it when they were back in the day when they were first put on Earth by the Celestials. They could have used the Ten Rings and left it in one of their.
Yeah, for all we know, they could have just like been seized into a rocket that crashed into Earth, and they've just automatically been blipped again. Well, like re-triggered again, and some big evil bastard is on his way to come and get them.
Yeah, well, that's what in my head. That's why I think it might be a celestially. Fucking, it could even be like a Silver Surfer. It won't be, but it's the MCU that they're not doing it exactly from the pages.
Could be Optimus.
Optimus. I'm coming for my 10 rings. That'd be amazing. I quite like that idea though, that we briefly see the 10 rings in the next film. One of the Eternals, when they were first put on Earth, used them as a weapon. I like that idea. But again, it's just a bold shout. Anyway though, that's the review. We have got a Canoes and News to go on with. 10 out of 10 for me, but I know I'm a big optimistic motherfucker.
Thanks, I enjoy it, so I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
I know you have recency biased, Chris, in terms of you've just watched it, so it's fresh in your mind, whereas Iron Man 1's not fresh in your mind. But is it in your top 5, top 10 MCU films, top 15?
It's in my top 5.
Was it your top 5? That's a good
I did really enjoy this.
That's a fucking good
It's
show.
one of the better films of the MCU.
Yeah, it's fucking... It's definitely up. It is up there. I don't know if it's my top 5, and of course, 2 of them spots have taken my Spidey. But it's 100% up there. And it was great to watch a Kung Fu film.
Yeah.
It's been years since we've had a proper good Kung Fu.
It has been years since we've had a decent Kung Fu film.
Yeah. And now we get one in this universe that we love.
Yeah.
So, best of both worlds. Right, 10 out of 10 from me and Chris. We'll roll on now. Visuals. Let us know what you think of the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yes, please do.
Right, Canoes and News, Chris.
Canoes.
Right,
Kicking
you got
off.
plenty of time before your dinner, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Kicking off, we have Disney Plus. They've announced a sequel to Jungle Cruise. It looks like we are going to get Emily and Dwayne back.
Awesome. Jack Whitehall? No, he's not say.
It doesn't say. But looks like they were going on another cruise to another weird, wonderful.
I hope so.
Nice.
The first one was amazing. It was based on a ride, and I love the story. It kind of had a nice, awesome, happy ending. I don't want them to overdo it with this now because I really enjoyed Jungle Cruise.
Yes.
More than I thought I was gonna. I don't want them just to drag it out because the first one did well.
Yeah.
But then again, the second one could come along and go, that one way better. Because it's got a very piratey theme without being pirates.
Yes.
I love it.
Sticking to Dwayne, he's back with Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds.
Did you
in
watch the trailer?
Red Notice. I did.
Right, tell me what you think. Oh,
I
your
was a
face.
bit confused with it.
Oh, right, I wasn't confused. I'll wait till you've explained.
Right. Basically, Dwayne's the Rock. Dwayne's the cop.
The FBI agent,
Yes. Ryan's a smuggler.
Well, I think he's a thief.
Yeah. Now, what was Gal?
I think she's an even bigger thief on a bigger scale.
So
or she's a criminal on a bigger level than Ryan.
Yeah. So they're all after the same thing. Well, the cop is after them too. Ryan and Gal.
Yeah.
But Ryan works with the cop to get Gal.
Yeah.
I was confused with it all.
Right, from what I got from it, you are right. Dwayne's an FBI agent sent out to get Ryan Reynolds, who is a big time criminal. They're after him.
Yes.
He's got connections and whatnot to other criminals and shenanigans. But Gal Gadot's quite literally a red notice criminal, meaning she is like a most wanted person.
Yeah.
And I think The Rock captures Ryan and says, listen, I can use your skills to help me catch her. You help me catch her, I'll either, let you go or give you time with you, whatever. You can have time with yourself, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. So it's a case of The Rock's needing a criminal's help to get into the criminal world to find, by the looks of it, the world's biggest criminal being Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It looks interesting.
I don't get me wrong, it didn't look shit by any stretch of imagination. I finished watching the trailer, I went, and we all like The Rock. We love Gal Gadot. We adore Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And I was just like, alright. I'm going to watch it. Of course I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it looked... yes, it had explosions. Yes, it had these Ryan Reynolds one-liners, The Rock being hard, Gal Gadot being beautiful. Alright.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like, do we need this? Is it going to be completely unique and mate, the film isn't out yet. It could very well be, but I don't think it's going to be anything special. But it does have them in it, which could make it. The film could be shit, but them in it could make it.
They're going to boost it regardless. Yeah. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's like, okay, I wasn't pumped on it myself, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I'll probably watch it.
It feels like more of the same sort of, in that genre, just more of the same, just with two awesome actors and an actress in it.
Yes. It's like Underground 6 all over, but just with a higher...
Yeah, see, when I first... to be
But I
fair as well,
enjoyed
though, yeah, I watched Underground 6 and thinking, it'll be fun, because I'm sure... Was that on Christmas Day?
Something like that, yeah.
It was around that time, wasn't it? I was watching that and going... I like that. I watched it for Ryan Reynolds, it should be decent. I watched it thinking, Jesus Christ, that was fairly good.
Aye.
And watching Dave Franco die right at the start, I was like, what the fuck? No, I enjoyed that. So we could be proven wrong, but at this moment in time, I'm just like, alright.
Yes. Okay.
My only bit of news I'm going to put out there now is, I don't know if you've got it, is apparently rumoured Tom Hiddleston, Loki and Sylvie are set to appear in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
I haven't got that.
No, well, I've seen it. Apparently them two are set to at least appear, which would make sense because we're all clashing in this Kang multiverse, Spider-Man messing up shenanigans.
We are indeed.
I have some more shit to bring about that, but I might leave it till the end because I'm a bit confused myself.
Well, you must well bring it up.
Well, right, we know Tom Holland, Spider-Man's about to fuck up the multiverse.
Yes.
But Sylvie's already done it with this Kang shenanigans.
Yes.
So have the two simultaneously...
By the sounds of it, by the looks of it, they've basically both fucked up the universe.
Yeah, but surely one is enough. Because she did it, right? We saw the multiverse behind Kang, the one who remains. She killed him. Loki comes back. Everything's fucked because she killed him, because we know he was the one keeping back the evil Kangs and these other multiverses clashing together.
Yes.
So does what Spider-Man does, how does that add more? And what what Scarlet does, being a Nexus being and finding a way to contact her kids, is that just... I need to know who, because only one person can fuck it.
Yes, but it is called a multiverse. Multi means 3.
Multi means more than 3.
Well, yeah, but still. So it could be that they've all seemed to have fucked up at the same time.
No, but they're all
stuff.
set different events though. Loki is technically before Endgame. Because that Loki died in Avengers Assemble.
It did, but did not catch up with it all though. Did not catch up until present.
No, he never caught up. He saw his future and what might happen. So technically speaking, that one happened fucking years ago. What Spider-Man does happens not too long after Endgame. And what Wanda does, a couple of weeks, and what Wanda does is directly the day after Tony's funeral.
I'm sure they'll have it all figured out.
It's just mad, isn't it? Because obviously, you know how... Well, we don't actually know what Scarlet's done. We just know she's somehow found a way to find her kids. We don't 100% know what Spider-Man's done. We know that he's just messed up a particular spell. But what we do know is Sylvie has stopped the man keeping back the other Kangs and keeping the flow of time going. So at the minute, she's actually criminal number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Because of what we've seen. We don't know the ramifications, even though Strange seems to look like he's going. No, anyway, this is a completely different. Huh?
Your fag burning.
Sorry, mate. Is it stinking you out? No, carry on. That's a different topic. It played on my mind last night, and I'm thinking, because at this current moment of time, that Sylvie, we know for a fact because it's the same Loki from our Spider-Man universe with the Avengers and shit, and we know Scarlet's the same. Them three people, even though it's not the same Sylvie, it's the same Sylvie that interacted with our Loki from our multiverse. So we all know that it's currently happening somewhat in our thingy, apart from the Sylvie shenanigans. We even know it happened at the base of all the multiverse shenanigans. So we do know they're all currently on the same line. Carry on with your next stories, mate.
Yes, all the fuck-ups kind of happened, but it doesn't mean that Khan the Conqueror is not on his way down through each universe.
Yeah, because we know that he's in the Loki one at the minute because the statue's changing.
Yes. So it could be on the way to Spider-Man world.
To be fair, it could be. We were just talking about who's the next big baddie. The next big baddie we've just seen. But no, yeah, it's just all mental. I can't wait till it's all nicely cleared up.
Wait a while.
Yeah.
But while you're still thinking, we shall move on. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a new movie is heading to Netflix. They seem to have bought the rights to a lot of horror stuff.
Classic horror, that sounds like that, mate.
So Netflix seems to be in a lot of.
Did you ever watch the Skinwalker Ranch shenanigans? The season 2's just dropped.
I watched a couple. I need to watch some more of it, to be fair, because I was a bit.
That was a documentary. It wasn't a show, was it?
Yeah.
It was some weird. I know it's not the same ranch, but it just reminded me of it.
I did watch some. I watched my majority of it, actually. I think I had like 2 or 3 episodes still to watch. I just never got around to watching them.
It's freaky as fuck, that place.
Yeah. I'd like to visit.
I don't think it would come back.
He'll come back. You might just come back with a headache, but you'll.
With a fucking headache. Been inserted by an alien at the same time. Because it's ghosts, aliens, fucking Yeti people. Why are they all here?
It's just a certain.
It's like a convention for them. Like, you know how we meet up down at the thingy school for MegaCon and that? It's like, shall we make a Skinwalker Ranch? Yes. Anyway, carry on, sir.
New Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie heading to Netflix.
I'm more down for that. But how many times can you tell that story?
I don't know. I've done about 4 or 5 of them.
At least with like Jason and Freddy, it was different. But like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's still the same. You know, weird guy who's got the family. One of them's a cop and all this kind of shit. The kids come, kills them.
Yes.
So good. I still like them, but
I said the last one that she was a distant cousin of his, wasn't she?
something like that. They all start to blur into one eventually.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll still watch it.
Oh yeah.
Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista are teaming up again. They seem to be doing a lot of teaming up these two at the minute. Because we've got them in season 2, which is out now.
Which is a show you're watching.
Show I'm watching. Episode 2 went out Friday of season 2. What else did we see them together as?
In Dune.
Dune, yeah, which is another. This has been highly rated. This film, a lot of people are talking about it.
Is it already out? Like
no, just with trailers and
well, I know.
casts
I know that. Also, I said to you, I can't believe I don't really like the look of it when the cast is beautiful. I know the last one that Kevin and that go on about that they absolutely love it, but I don't know anything about it.
I've never seen the original, so it's something new for me.
Like I said to you, I'm going to be there. I am down for watching it no matter. I can't fucking see Mary Poppins for fuck's sake. If I'm at the cinema, I don't care what we're watching. I just saw loads of people fighting in the sand. I was like, what? There's blue eyes. Now he's got blue eyes. And then Yu-Gi-Oh!
Everyone's got blue eyes.
Yeah. And obviously, beautiful actors and actresses and shit. Josh fucking Brolin, Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. Does look good. We'll see it. But anyhow, Jason Momoa, David Bautista are teaming up for a buddy cop film.
Oh, that would be funny. Dave Bautista could be hilarious, and so could Jason Momoa.
I've seen it in a few cop films. That Spy, for example, where he has
My Spy.
My Spy, where he has to teach the kid how to
That one, the only thing I didn't like about that was very too kid-friendly.
Yeah.
But it was still a good film, but you get to a certain stage where Shucksy Doodles doesn't quite make as good. I mean, I still enjoyed it. I'm not slating it.
Yeah. We haven't got a title yet. But
We should be arrested by them too. Fucking hell. Do you know what I would love to see? I don't think it will ever happen, but I would love to see, right? Friday Night SmackDown, a couple of months before WrestleMania, Roman Reigns, open challenge for Mania, who wants it? And all of a sudden, out comes Jason Momoa. I know it because he's not a wrestler or anything, but how mid would that be? Because he's a Samoan, right? Samoans have got a deep connection with history, deep connection with wrestling, and then or The Rock, or the full bloodline. So the Usos and Roman Reigns are out. Come on, who's gonna have it? The Rock and Jason Momoa come out and say, "What are you doing?" Because in real life, Jason Momoa and Roman are friends, and The Rock and Roman are all related. Somewhere down the line, I'm pretty sure Jason Momoa's probably related to them.
Probably.
I don't think that'd be cool as fuck.
That would be mint. That would be mint, to be fair. Yes. You never know, it might happen one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Okay, right. MCU time.
Oh.
We're getting 6. Yes. No. Yes, we're getting 6 episodes of Hawkeye. The first episode will be appearing on the 24th of November.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be the start of what's her name? Kate Bishop? Yeah. It'll be the start of her story, her...
Yeah, because it's kind of seems like
into the MCU.
The end of his and the start of hers.
Yes. Obviously with the crap that happened at the end of Black Widow, will we see... What was her name again?
Yelena.
Yeah. Will we see her?
Well, yeah, we know that she's after him, so... I'm assuming it's, like we said, the picture we've seen of them on the run is trying to avoid her because she thinks he killed Natasha.
Yes. Because
obviously, as well, the Dark Avengers, they have a Captain America, they now have a Black Widow.
It's all open.
So does that mean Miss Marvel is coming this year or not then?
Miss Marvel is coming this year, but
right.
I haven't got a date yet.
Because if he's got 6 episodes, that's going to run out past December, isn't it?
24th of November. So let's Google this shit. Let's Google. Let's calendar this shit.
It'll be Wednesdays as well, won't it?
24th is a Wednesday, so there's 6 episodes. So it'll be 1st of December. 1st of December. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
So it just ends right before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Literally 2 days before the end of the year. Unless Miss Marvel's going to run alongside it.
It might do.
We've had nothing. But to be fair, we haven't even had a trailer for this yet.
No. It just said they were both out late this year.
Unless Miss Marvel, this might be stupid, unless Miss Marvel's going to be like a mini-series, like a 3-part event or some shit like that. But I can't imagine that.
No, because I think she will play a big role in the part of the
Yeah,
MCU,
but again, she's another character yet to establish the Young Avengers.
You know what I mean? So she's going to have at least 6 episodes. Like,
yeah, it's kind of mad how WandaVision had 9.
Yeah.
And we had 6. I mean, I like it at 6 because unfortunately, this sounds bad. When you watch anything MCU related, all you want to do is get to the end. Because you know the end is like the...
Yeah, that's the pinnacle.
Yeah, I don't mean it literally, because obviously the journey's amazing. Like with Shang-Chi, it was an amazing journey. But you're like, okay, what's going to happen at the end?
Yes, we will get there eventually. But yeah, no. Hawkeye, 6 episode. 24th of November. Yes. Malignant? Fuck's sake.
Maleficent?
No. Malignant.
Malignant?
Malignant.
Malignant?
Malignant.
What the fuck are you on about?
It's called Malignant.
Malignant.
Is a short version
I can't even remember what this fucking film is now.
It's mint. I love it.
It is. Oh, right, yes.
Look at these. The light bulb went off.
When you're all kids, you all have imaginary friends.
Still do. Timmy.
There you go then.
He's right behind you.
That's fair enough. And as you get older, you realise it was just an imaginary friend.
Don't worry, you are real.
But in this occasion, it's not.
This is going to be a horror.
It is a horror. Things start happening around the house. People start getting killed off and all this shit. It's like a...
Didn't they do that in one of the Paranormal Activities where she thought the demon was a friend that lived in the cupboard?
I cannot remember.
Right, so it's all about some kid has an imaginary friend, they grow up and the imaginary friend's still there.
Yeah.
And it's killing off said person's family.
Yes, basically.
Oh, that picture's minging.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's basically the premise of it.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure B will force me to watch that.
It's out 10th of September. So
Jesus Christ.
next week.
Never even heard anything about it. I'll have to watch the trailer.
No. What you have watched the trailer for, and you've said you're coming to watch it with me, is
James Bond. Hey.
We finally have a release date that's been scheduled. It's happening. No more pushbacks for the 1st of October, but we're getting it premiered on
you get previews on the 30th, which is what? That's like 2 days before it comes out.
Yeah.
You usually have a preview a week before.
Mm-hmm. But as long as it's fucking coming.
Mate, I'm happy to go the 30th if there's a show in Carl on the 30th.
I've waited fucking a year and a half for this. Want it to happen. It's Daniel Craig's last film. It's basically all these films put together in one. So it's backstory. I've always thought Daniel Craig's backstory from the start was a bit more darker than previous Bond films.
Well, the previous Bond films, you could correct me here, didn't really give a shit about his past. They just wanted to show him shagging the bird and saving the day.
Yeah.
This one seems to be a bit more developing who the character is.
Yeah, this is more of his background. He's more character.
Like, I didn't know he was Scottish. No idea. But because he's born that Skyfall Mansion where he has that big old shoot up, and that's when the letter lady dies. M dies. As you can tell, I'm not a big James Bond fan visuals. I'm only going so I can get some more Chucky milkshake and a cinema trip.
Yes, but yeah, this is Daniel Craig's last film. We don't not have a new Bond up lined up yet, but.
Last thing I seen was Henry Cavill's now the top runner, but I want it to be Idris Elba, even though I don't really care about it.
I want it to be Idris Elba.
Yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed with Henry Cavill, be mint for you, but I just think Idris Elba deserves it.
He would suit it to a T, Idris Elba.
Yeah,
he would
smashed it.
Tom Hardy is a bit too Soho, is a bit too alright boys.
Bit too aggressive.
Yeah.
Stick with Eddie.
Yeah. And
again,
Henry Cavill, I can't seem to see him in that role.
No, see, well, I think the opposite. Even though I want Idris Elba, and I think he would be perfect as well. He's good looking, he's charming, he can turn on the heat if it needs to be. Imagine him approaching like shaken, not stirred, and he's got that smile and the little dimple in his thingy. But then you can believe that he could knock people out because he's a massive unit of a man.
See, that's. I think that's where his fall is. He's too much of a unit. Instead of just
but he's not.
Scanning, guns blazing, ask questions later, fucking look at me, I'm all la-da.
You wouldn't have seen him from a man from not from Uncle. Mission Impossible, where he was a spy. He was fucking flawless in that. Like, I want Idris Elba though.
Definitely.
Even though
he will be the fucking yes. He's Black Superman.
I'm Black Superman. Fucking amazing guy. I just love that man.
Like, anything he does is brilliant.
Yeah.
Pacemaker, quickly before we move on.
Mint.
We're getting 6 episodes of that.
Alright, I'm cool with 6.
1st of November?
Of this year?
I think it was.
Mint. Hey, you're a prick, you anyway, actually.
Well, let me just double check. Why?
Because fuck you, how many small stories you got left?
A few, why?
Because you fucking told me yesterday actually on the walk. I just remembered, there's a show coming out. I know you'll love it.
Yeah.
You have to wait till tomorrow. Get to that fucking shit now.
Wait.
Just remembered.
No, sorry, it's January.
You even fuck you, just cocktease, aren't you? I'm so looking forward to that.
January, 6 episodes.
This will be the first connected DC.
It will be, yes.
We've got plenty of DC shows, but the first one that's directly.
This will be the first one that's followed from a film.
Yeah, because obviously we know that the Flash show is somehow connected to the films because we saw our film Flash inside of the Flash. Mm-hmm. But it's the first one that's diverted off, you know, like how Hawkeye that's diverted off. So yeah, it's the first one.
So we might get to see Pacemaker in a previous episode, depending on what universe we end up in.
I imagine Bloodsport and all that's coming back for more Suicide Squad shenanigans. Maybe he comes back and Bloodsport eventually has to finish the job properly again, or maybe he rejoins the Suicide Squad at some point. Bloodsport's like, I'm not working with him, betrayed us last time. Or some...
Mission Impossible 7. If you're into it,
Nah, I'm not a fan.
the end of September 30th, but next year. So you got over a year to wait.
Over a year.
For Mission Impossible 7. I think I stopped watching it after maybe 3. I can't
feel
remember.
like I've seen
I remember the
them.
first one, but that's it. I can't remember.
Sam Pegg has a massive involvement now, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I can't remember after that.
Actually, I can't even say they're shit films because like the fight scenes and stunts are cool, but it's just like
It's just Tom Cruise trying to be James Bond. That's what it is. But he, as usual, the Americans, they all do everything big and bold. Like to shout.
see, I don't really like either franchise. I would probably prefer Mission Impossible because of that. No, but I don't really know if I had to pick.
Quick thingy though.
I don't know actually.
This was delayed, by the way.
What?
Mission Impossible.
Oh
was
right,
delayed.
I'm not broken
Which
out.
also, Top Gun is delayed, and Jackass is delayed.
Yeah, until February the 4th.
Top Gun to 27th of May, and Jackass to the February 4th.
Because they did the best ever advertisement for Reveal of the Day. I don't know if you watched it. They had a billboard up somewhere, and all up the line of clothes, somebody, it's Johnny Knoxville. They're just coming soon, but he gets a spray can out, so he's committing vandalism, but to his own sign, because he's doing it, what I presume is illegally, because he's just climbing up, and it just puts February 4th, 2022, and I'm like, I fucking love you.
But yes, that's them.
Jackass, I'm so ready for it.
That's them. And what we are also getting is the final season of Dickinson.
The final ever.
Huh?
The final ever. Because that's the one you watch, isn't it?
Yeah, so I watch.
So it's the final ever season.
Yeah, final season.
Oh, so they just
on
did 3.
Dickinson. Yeah.
Is there a reason they're only doing 3?
I don't know.
Or have they told enough story they can tell?
Probably. Season 3 is she's kind of like stepped away from. If you've watched the other 2, she's kind of stepped away from the poetry, and she ends up joining the army because they all start going into. I can't remember what year it's all set.
Was it with the let her join the army that year? Because she wasn't even allowed to be a fucking.
Yeah, but things have changed. So, yeah. Season 3 is out November 5th.
The only Dickinson I like is Dickinson's Real Deal. That was so
Thought you were
shit.
going to go somewhere fucking
He
weird.
was an orange man.
Thought you were going to go somewhere weird with that. No one knew. I did. I thought you were going to go somewhere weird with that.
Go with Dickinson's Real Deal.
Big Sky. Now, this is a program I started watching.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Sky Plus Stars.
Yeah.
Like I said, I started watching it, but
Fell out of love with it? Or?
no, I just end up watching other stuff, so I never get back into it. But I will get back into it now.
Never finished him young.
But it's back 30th of September. So I think it's got like 10 episodes at the minute up.
Right.
No, sorry. It was because it was part of Fox. It was part
So
of Fox.
that's how it's on the Stars Crack now.
Yeah.
Right.
So now they've got new dates, new everything. It's all back up and running on Stars. Oh, wait, we fucking call it. So that's that. I won't mention that yet. I'll leave it to the last.
Is that the fucking series?
Yeah.
You little fucking prick. You better have fucking one story left because I'm dying to know. Because you're like, you'll love it.
Ben Affleck has announced that there's going to be Accountant 2.
I didn't mind The Accountant. The Accountant was quite good.
I don't think I watched it.
With Anna Kendrick. It was good.
I don't think I've watched it. And John Bernthal, whoever that is. So yeah, that's that happening. No information on it at the moment. What's out? Yesterday, Friday, just gone. Cinderella, yeah.
What a film?
Camilo Cabello, what do you call her? Camelia, the singer.
Oh, mate.
Camelia Cabello, what do you call her?
D'Amelio.
The singer.
I don't know who she is.
She's a singer, probably.
She's like a pop star. I don't really know. I don't know too many modern pop stars.
Yeah. But yeah, she's Cinderella.
In a new Disney Plus film.
Yes.
But he didn't even tell me about this. She's clued up with Disney
Looking
shit.
at it, Pierce Brosnan's part of it. He's the father, I think. And
Because Cinderella's the one that the evil fucking stepsisters and mum and she, and then
yeah,
the fairy godmother comes and
yeah.
the shoe fits and all that shit.
The first steps in the Cinderella glass into a modern musical. It's like a live action version of
The cat thing.
yeah. The way they did it with
Beauty and the Beast.
yes.
Alright.
I knocked it after 5 minutes because I fucking hate musicals. So.
I love musicals. Sweeney Todd, for me, being one of the best.
But Cinderella is now on. It's not on. It's on Prime. Sorry, not Disney, but it's on Prime.
How have they got that? Then I thought Cinderella's a Disney character. Okay. Not that I'm too bothered.
Another film that will be interesting for people is Why the Last Man. But this is set like later on in the future, where there's been a post-apocalyptic disaster, where
Oh, we saw the trailer for this yesterday, did we not? In the cinema.
possibly
Yeah, because that's on Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the entire planet, anything to do with males or the Y chrome,
Chromosome.
yes.
Yeah.
They're all gone. They've all been wiped off.
So that's
the
from
planet
like
of the
cats
Earth.
and dogs as well.
Yeah, anything male, humans, animals.
Feminists' ideal world.
I know. So basically, most of the population, or majority of the population, is only run by females.
That one last
Apart
lad.
from this one last person, and his pet monkey.
And his pet monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a girl then.
His pet monkey ended up going on like some adventure to try and figure out what crack is and how to restore.
He must be one of them hermaphrodites.
Maybe. People have mentioned he could be a transgender character.
Yeah, if all the men are gone, not transgender, because that's where you choose to swap. The hermaphrodites are the people that are born with both, aren't they? I don't
fucking know, I'm not a scientist.
So I wonder if the women want to get rid of him, or if all the women just want to absolutely rattle him.
Basically, yes.
Oh, the second option.
Oh, I thought you were just giving me two options. I don't.
Yeah, you were. Oh, right. So
I don't actually know that.
Because surely if he's the only man, I can't imagine the women said get rid of all men. It just happened.
It's a TV series. He just basically goes around the world and his survival struggles.
So everything's still normal though. Like life's still normal. It's just all women.
Basically, yeah.
But no, did you not say post-apocalyptic?
Yeah, it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where mysterious events killed off every male with a Y chromosome, apart from one man and his pet monkey.
I love how it says, and his pet monkey.
Amsterdam, how would I fucking call him?
Right.
It's a TV series, so yeah, just watch it.
Okay.
What else you should watch?
I want you to hurry up and fucking tell me what I need to watch, you dickhead.
I don't know what this was called though.
Dickinson's Radio?
No.
Oh.
No, it's called
Dickinson's Roadshow.
But fuck's sake, I don't know what it's called now.
Hans Under the Hammer.
Yeah.
Judge Judy.
Judy.
Home and Away. Neighbours.
Fuck's sake. I thought I had the title, but obviously I do not.
Right. Let's see a picture.
I'm googling.
Oh.
Because obviously he's made another film.
Oh, who's the actor?
Nicolas Cage.
And it's a show.
Yeah.
He said he would never do a TV show.
Right, okay. No, sorry, it's a film.
I was going to say, it was an interview saying he would never do a TV
Prisoners
show.
of the Ghostland. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Prisoners of a Ghostland. He gets hired to rescue some governor's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
In a samurai town, and a ruthless bank robber gets thrown up by jail with a wealthy with his granddaughter's blood's missing. All the prisoners are traded to exchange runaway snaps. I can't remember the premise now.
Nick Cage doing Nick Cage shit.
Nick Cage doing Nick Cage shit. He has to go and rescue somebody to get his life back on track because he's a wanted person.
Okay.
He's a known bank robber.
Who's now got to save the day?
He's not asking to save the day.
Much of a twisty twist you could want.
Yeah. Sorry on that one, guys. What is coming up on Netflix? I will get to your story.
I was going to say, I'm waiting for it, mate. I'm waiting.
Every Seinfeld episode is coming to Netflix.
I think they've just got a Lego set as well released.
180 episodes they shall be, and they're all coming to Netflix on the 1st of October. I never really watched that, so...
I know what it is, but I haven't really watched it.
Yes. Solitary is another sci-fi weird shit based in the future. Prisoners overpopulating prisons.
Okay.
So they started putting them on that in space pods, leaving them in the outer space area for so long.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, just in their own individual pod?
Yes.
That might be too bad.
There's one guy wakes up in the pod not realising why he's there, where his crack is, or what the situation's gone on. He ends up befriending another pod person and then realise that pod person is trying to destroy the planet. Somehow.
Oh, I don't hate that idea.
So that's called Solitary. That will be out in cinemas 24th of September.
How do they get their food and that?
I think they've all got their own little kitchens, shit, and all that stuff, and they'll get deliveries sent up every so often to.
That would be too bad. Obviously there's no entertainment, so.
Oh, we just look at the earth rotate.
So sometimes I could look at that and be like, change channel. Seen Africa turn around 1,000,000 times.
Yeah. Right, North Korea. The Koreans seem to do good films nowadays.
Yeah. It won't be North Korea though, is it?
South Korea.
I was going to fucking say. I'm sure their videos are propaganda.
Yes. I said the last one was on the train with the zombie apocalypse, all that crook. I enjoyed them too, to be fair. This next one is called Squid Games.
Okay.
Basically, it's games what you did when you were a kid. So, I don't know,
Like
freeze,
hopscotch.
for example.
Oh, right,
one person turns around, you move so far, the other person, and then turn around and you have to freeze.
Yeah.
It's that, but with a mass of human people who were in debt, who can't afford to pay their debt.
Yeah.
It's like a government thing. They can't afford to pay their debt, so they get enrolled into this game.
Yeah.
And if you win the game, you win 46 billion, whatever it is over there, whatever their currency was over there. And if you move, or if you're thingy, you get basically killed off.
Shit.
So it's like a grown-up version It's like Russian, like I've seen the film Russian Roulette
Yeah.
with the outside. So I think it's like a grown-up's version of all the games that the kids did when they were younger. There's 6 stages, there's 6 games you've got to play through. So it looked weird, but it looked interesting at the same time. And obviously it's set in South Korea, it's Korean TV, so
Yeah.
it's not going to be English, so you will need
That doesn't
subtitles.
matter.
But like I say, I watched the 2 films. So be good.
I'm down.
He's down. Right, getting back to your story.
Hey, finally, we're here.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned any of this
Well, no, I haven't
or
heard.
seen anything on.
Well, yesterday you said it was a surprise to you, so if it's a surprise to you, it's probably going to be a surprise to me.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Are you about the live action they did?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well.
Ah, you little twat bag. Yeah, the cast doc.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like that's going to be the last 2 episodes of season 5.
Oh, so the last 2 episodes are going to be live action ones.
Yes. Possibly going on to later, because season 6 and 7 have been confirmed as well.
Yeah.
So we could also see them later on in other episodes.
Well, we know there's multiple Ricks, so there could easily be a live action one.
But they're also talking about doing a film as well.
Mint.
So
See, I watched the show. I thought that was just so. That's going to be. I thought it was just because it's got the little boy from Stranger Things. The one that had the turned into James McAvoy.
yes,
I thought that was just like a little thing they put up, just a little gag thing, but it's going to be a real what the episode. Oh, because you told me the last episode was going to be an hour,
yes.
and the last episode is episode 9 or episode 10. Because we've been on 8 for ages. Episode 8
Do you know we said the last episode was going up in September? Was it not like the beginning of September? The last episode was going up. I can't remember now.
What's beautiful about that though is Rick is quite literally they are based the 2 characters. Like if you go watch the original one they did, they're based off of Doc and
Like I said, Christopher
Marty.
Lloyd has been a fan of Rick and Morty. He's always said from day one he would like to play Rick, and obviously he is.
It's mad that they base this show on these 2, then they make a massive thing of it, and now they've got that big and popular. They're able to get the guy who they've based one of the characters on, just an extreme version of him, in the.
Yes.
So that's gonna at least end off the season.
Yes, possibly seeing them later on in other episodes with a potential live action film.
That would fucking bust the bank. Loads of people love Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm sorry with that. Well, is that the Andy Canoes news?
Yes.
I see you're a little dickhead. I wasn't thinking that on the way home. When you said, "Oh, you're pure love," when you said a full TV, like you were like, "Oh, there's a new show coming out," I was thinking of new stuff like. Oh, very happy. Well, thank you for your canoes news there, Chris.
Thank you,
Hope you're gathering up.
for having me.
Well, you're here every week. Apart from you're here next weekend. The weekend after you're not here.
I possibly won't be here the weekend after.
But
I am available on the Monday, so
we can. Well, as long as we did the I have to work out what shift I'm on, early or late. You could easily come round. Will you be doing it on the Friday night as well? Oh, am I on nights then? No, what's that? Not. To be fair, that Saturday I'm at Best Friend at the Wedding anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm away the Friday night. We'll figure out whether we have to do a solo or not, or whether whatever. We'll figure it out then.
We'll figure it out.
Thank you for today.
Thanks for having me.
So there we go. Visuals that we a massive Shang-Chi breakdown and a bit of theorising. We even got to a bit more MCU theorising and shit. You. Oh no, you don't have to set up just yet, do you? Oh no, it's only 20 past 5.
About an hour.
Yeah. So visuals. Thank you for listening. Thank you for whatever you've been doing. Playing with your big toe.
Well, as long as you're doing it safely.
Out of all the superhero films we've got so far this year, right, all the comic book films, we've had Black Widow, The Suicide Squad, and Shang-Chi. Who's been your favourite?
You can't say that.
I can.
No, you can't.
I can.
I don't know. It's between Shang-Chi and Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I'd agree with you
But
there.
Zack Snyder has also announced that he's full on
Back in
Snyderverse is all out on DVD. It's now available to pre-order. Just so I can get that out now.
Ah, sweet, get in. Because obviously there is only one Justice League now, and that is the Snyder
Yes.
Cut.
Which we will see more Snyder shit there in the future.
This is no mockery against the other two films, because all three of these films were awesome. Black Widow's my least favourite out of the three. But the one that came in second, I absolutely adored so fucking much. But I'm going to have to give the best one so far, because we know who my winner's going to be at the end of the year. But at this current time, I'm going to say the Suicide Squad. Which is a big claim considering what the last one was like. But Shang-Chi was perfect.
It was brilliant.
But the Suicide Squad was just great, because I think it's because we got a film that we've kind of been waiting for years.
We got what we wanted.
Yeah, and just to see people like Cena and Idris Elba, the way that I don't know, everything about it, even Sylvester Stallone as King Shark, on paper you think that's dumb. Then you're like, no, that was amazing. King Shark was fucking class.
He was saying that apart from the usual, the obvious characters, there was still one character that they never actually killed off.
Weasel?
No.
Well, one that we see in the film, let me guess. From the main lot, that will go through the main missions, because obviously Harley didn't die, Ratcatcher didn't die, Bloodsport didn't die, King Shark didn't die, Weasel we found out didn't die, Rick Flag died, Cena obviously didn't die. Who the fuck am I missing? The Thinker, even though he wasn't part of the Suicide. Did he die in the end? No, he did die. He got fucked up by the fucking thingy. Captain Boomerang died. He got blown up. Who were about?
Apparently it was the guy with the arms that came off.
TDK?
He never actually died. It was his arms that got destroyed.
Yeah, but we saw him on the deck going, oh.
Yeah, but we didn't see him die.
And his signal went out on the monitor. And you are right, visually you might not have seen him, but his signal went out, which implies that because the Man of War's got everybody's, they start going when they're dying off.
Aye.
TDK, the detachable arm kid. It's such a shit name.
It's
Is that a dog? What kind of dog should you be looking at, mate? What kind of dog do you think it is? And he's sat next to a weasel, like, what kind of dog do you think it is, mate?
brilliant film. No, I think I've got to agree with you on that one, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi was glorious, but it's just the suicide. Mate, all I'm going through is that whole beautiful, well done scene of killing off all the people in the camp to find out they're the good guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck. And Mark times they go around the house going, nom nom, nom nom, or just hand. Oh, it's fucking mint, man. So good. And then the fact that our big villain at the end of it was a big, massive starfish kaiju. How silly and goofy that is.
Yeah.
Polka Dot Man being awesome. Polka Dot Man's a piece of shit. But yeah, I love him now. Just randomly seeing Weasel run off.
Our throw polka dots at people.
Yeah. And seeing James Gunn's brother as Calendar Man for a split sec. Like I said, Weasel running off on the beach. All the Weasel's just going, wah, wah. And it's like he's already killed 23 kids. Seeing the team die at the start. Even just hearing Captain Bird, alright, Halls, what are you doing back over here again then? Because obviously she must have got caught from Birds of Prey somewhere along the lines. But anyway, we'll leave it there, visuals. It's an hour and 20 odd of your lives listening to us ramble on about shit. Visuals, thanks so much for listening. You guys are the fucking best. Keep on keeping on.
And as always, if you're back.
I'll try to do that in time.
I don't know it in Korean, so I'm still.
I don't know it in Korean.